So there we go. And
Okay.
I'm going to move you over just a tiny bit. I'm going to bring you over this way to your center. There you go. Now you're right smack dab in the center.
All right.
All right. And
Can I sit this way or not?
you can sit right there and you just start talking because you're already on the screen.
Hi, I'm Grandma Clevenger, and I guess I've got to make a blob according to Tina. So anyway, I'm got lots of history in my family, and very glad to have all my kids, all 5 of them, because as you all know, I was an only child, and all you cousins had sisters and brothers, and I didn't have any sisters and brothers. I was that little kid that had to come to South Dakota and meet all my cousins to have some fun. And of course, they all remember that. And I guess when I come to South Dakota to Lake Preston, I remember the animals and the cousins all teasing me because I would go and pick the eggs, but I didn't do very well when they chopped the tails off the lambs, because they chopped the tails off the lambs. And nowadays they have a prod that burns the tails off. I guess the tails have to come off because they can get infection, they tell me. But I would cry, and of course my cousins just thought that was funny, because Norma Jean would come into town and she'd cry over those lambs. And of course I'd love to go out and see the chickens. And South Dakota was always so fascinating compared to Minnesota. And years later, we went to a reunion, Judy and I, in Lake Preston, and when we got over there, all the cousins were coming out, yelling, Herbie and everybody, and Wendell and everybody said, Norma Jean is here, Norma Jean is here. So, of course, that made me feel real good. They were all looking for me. And my cousin Bethel and Arlene and Laurel and everybody. Anyway, so that was my highlight of my life. And then I'd go to Laverne, Minnesota, and that was always fun to see my cousins there, because they taught me how to ride a bicycle. And then they'd go to the movie. They had a movie in Laverne, Minnesota. And we'd go down and see the movie, because, of course, Newport, Minnesota did not have any movies. So I'd go to the movies and with my cousins. And then, let's see, what else did we do? And, of course, so my kids are, as you all know, my oldest one is Ross, of course. And Ross, should I tell about him getting sick and dying or not yet? No.
Why don't we say something cheerful about
each one? Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Anyway, Ross was very, very smart when he was little. He was always very smart, into computers and everything. He was very smart, Ross was, and he took the accordion. I took him over for accordion lessons, and he loved that. He was real good. He used to play the tic-tac polka, and he could play tic-tac polka better than anybody in the whole world, and he loved that. And so we took him over for accordion lessons, and then along came Judy, and of course she did some dancing, and she did Swan Lake with her little green outfit, and she pirouetted with her what do you call it? Pirouetted with her ballet, and so that was Judy. And then along came, a few years later, Joey came about 3 years later, and Joey was very happy to have a sister. Judy was very happy to have a sister, and of course they got along real well. And then all of a sudden, I guess Joey decided she needed another sister, so we got Tina. And of course, the two of them got along really well. And what one didn't think of, the other one did, like coloring on the walls, the nice new walls, and coloring on them. Poor Grandpa Tom had to take sandpaper and sand it all the way down to the 2x4s, because all the color went right through the plaster. And so, of course, then that was Tina and Joey, and they got along real well. And then about 5 years later, then we decided we needed another little boy, and Ross needed a brother. So we got then I was very happy. Hopefully it was going to be a boy, and of course then Ross was very happy about that too. So we got Eric was born 2 days before Christmas. He was the Christmas baby there at St. John's Hospital. And that was a real big thing for St. John's Hospital, because it was a brand new hospital. And of course, all the family got to come up and see him because it was a real big thing to have a baby born on Christmas or 2 days before. And so then, of course, he got home and got all the adoration of all the family because he was very cute and very fat. And Tina doted on him, of course. Tina was the one that spoiled him all the time, of course. Tina.
Well, that I had to. I was told I had to. Didn't mean I liked it.
But Tina took care of him a lot. And then when we moved to California years later, they played out in the back of it with old refrigerator boxes, and they had a lot of fun doing that. And that was my kids in the beginning. And so then afterwards, then I got grandchildren, and of course along came Robbie at first, Judy's son, Robbie. And of course Robbie was always the light of everybody's eyes because he was so smart. Robbie was very smart. And then along came Bethany. Bethany was very pretty and very, very cute, and we all loved her. And then of course along came Michael, and Michael was very cute too. Everybody doted on Michael because he was so cute and little. And so how am I doing, Tina, on time?
Doing okay. Anything else on South Dakota?
South Dakota. Can't remember. Let me see my South Dakota story. I'm trying to remember.
Your cousins in South Dakota?
All of them that were out there. I have troubles remembering all their names now.
Well, just one of the fun stories.
I'm trying to remember another fun story. Let's see, South Dakota. Mainly the shopping and everybody on one side of the street and the others on the other side of the street. And of course, oh yeah, my one funny story. My cousin Jean and I, Mother and Daddy were out there visiting, and I was over visiting cousin Jean, and that was Nora and Nora and her dad. I can't remember his name. Anyway, it was. I stayed with them, and of course, Jean and I were crazy cat lovers, and we loved the cats. So of course, Mother didn't. No, this was another Minnesota story. Yeah. Well, Jean came to visit, and when Jean came to visit, she had we had the cat in the house, and we had the cat upstairs in the bedroom with us. And Mother came up the steps and yelled, "Jean, do you and Norma have the cat in bed with you?" And we said, "No, we didn't have the cat in bed with us." And of course, the cat didn't say a word, of course. But that was cousin Jean. She was always my little helper, Jean was. When she came from South Dakota, she liked to come to Newport. And basically that was fun. Of course, I don't remember anything else too much.
You want to finish this one, and then we'll start a new one afterwards, if you want.
I can't remember what's
So you can talk about Joey in Alaska if you want.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've gone. Why is that so loud?
Joey in Alaska.
I know. It's going to be in the background, though. Is that going to help any? No? Okay. I've been to see Joey in Alaska, and we've gone up to see Jay about 3-4 times. And it's always so much fun going to see Jay, because Jay has got a nice big house, and his daughter Sarah does the hula hoop and lots of entertaining, and she's very talented. And B. Jean is very talented, too. They both are. And but one of the last times I went to see Joey, we decided to go on a cruise, and we went out of Whittier, Alaska. And she and I had a really good time. Went out of Whittier, and that was real fun. We went out of Whittier, and on a Sunday morning on the boat, all of a sudden I saw Joey was getting up and getting dressed. And I asked her where she was going, and she said she was going to church. So, of course, I had to throw my clothes on real fast and went to church with Joey. And, of course, we were on the back of the ship. Church was on the front of the ship, so we had a lot of walking to do. But we got all that walking, and we got all the way over, and there was about 40 people on the ship. And they sang "How Great Thou Art," which is my song. And they sang that, and there was a lot of people in the church service. So that was real nice going with Joey. And of course, let's see. I think that was about it on the cruise, and we had a wonderful time on the cruise, Joey and I.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what else we did. Or we went. They 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 stack up all the wine glasses, and that's always a big thing. That's a real big thing. All the wine glasses, and Joey loved that. And then we had some real nice people we sat with, and Joey enjoyed talking to them. And so that was my. And then one other time I went to Alaska, we went out on the Sound. Uh, I can't remember the name of it. It's out of Homer. Homer, Alaska is so beautiful. I love Homer. They have a sweater shop there where people hand crocheted sweaters, and I got a beautiful white one there that I just love. And then you get on a boat and you go out to the Sound. I can't remember what the name of it is, but anyway, you go out on the boat, and we went over to this nice restaurant and ate. It was real good. People that live out there can't get into town or out of town unless they get an airplane because they don't have any way of getting out of town. So they just stay on the island. It's really beautiful. So I want to go there again sometime when I come. So that every time we go to Alaska, there's always so much to do. The kids all play hockey, and the kids play hockey, and Tammy is very busy with her 5 kids. And my newest little granddaughter up there is called Surveya. Of course, I've got 29 great grandchildren all the time, so that keeps me busy with trying to call them and send them a card here and there, And they're all very smart. And I guess I'll have to think of some more knowledge for them, and for the next time, I guess I'll have to tune myself out. I'm going to get hoarse here, aren't I, Tina?
Say goodbye, and we'll do another one later.
Okay, we'll do another one, and thank you for listening. I love you all, okay? Bye-bye. All right.